Everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we will be testing out this very expensive foundation routine. I've never tried anything from the Pat Mcgrath line, and I thought some complexion items would be a good start. But before we get started, I just want to remind you guys to please subscribe to my channel and also turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every single time I upload a new video. This packaging alone is absolutely gorgeous. I've heard some people think that it's very like, oh, like it was an afterthought by the brand. I think this is very chic. I'm personally obsessed with this packaging. It's got the matte black with the gold. Gold is like everything for me at the moment. I am now going to give you some product detail, and this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. Perfecting primer that smooths, hydrates, and blurs with a sublime silken effect that ensures a flawless canvas and makeup application that lasts. It has hyaluronic acid in it and cosmetic filler powder. So the foundation retails for $68. A long wearing customizable foundation that builds from sheer to medium coverage in a wide range of universal hues that manifest the ultimate sublime skin standard. It's claiming that the coverage is medium, the finish is natural, and the formulation is liquid. And it says that it's for all skin types. Now we're moving on to the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Setting Powder. This retails for $55, and I got the shade Light Medium 2. A brilliantly buildable, ultra weightless luxe setting powder that imparts radiant perfection in 5 shades formulated to match any skin tone. I just love the packaging, and it has product detail in the back as well. Ooh, see, I love this packaging. This one does feel a little bit more lightweight. So I don't know if you guys can see, but the outside packaging is way better than the inside packaging. Do you guys see this? It looks like a piece of construction paper that was glued by a kindergartner. That's ridiculous. Okay, I see what people are saying now. So I love the outside packaging. It's matte, it's gold and everything. But even with the lettering right here, it wasn't even pressed all the way. And it's kind of peeling off. This is my first time opening these, by the way. This feels very cheap. Like, this doesn't weigh very much. I do like the concept of it. Again, it's just the execution. For $68, I expected this to be glass or something, you know? This better be good. Okay, so I did like a pump and a half. The product is pink and has no fragrance. It has a very serum feel to it. It actually smells really good. It's a little bit sticky, which I like. Okay, so that is on. I'm gonna give it like a minute to settle in, and we'll be right back with the foundation. So now here we have the foundation. Again, the packaging on the outside is pretty bomb, and this is what I was expecting for the primer, or at least something like a step down. I don't understand how they missed the mark with this. These feel like they come from 2 different brands. I don't know, if something like this just feels like kind of like a slap in the face. From a consumer perspective, it makes me really upset. If it was $30, I would probably not be giving it as much crap, but it's $60. You guys, it's $60 freaking dollars for a primer. I'm just gonna take some. Oh, very liquidy. Okay, I was not expecting that. No, but like this is super liquidy. I'm just gonna dot some on my face and hope for the best. This is why I like using a sponge. It's a very sheer coverage. That's probably why they recommend a brush instead of a beauty blender, because it's so liquidy that your sponge will soak that up immediately. But I am gonna go in with a second layer with a beauty blender. Okay, you guys, that went on so freaking easy. Did it cover my imperfections? Not completely, but I did the smallest amount, and you guys saw that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. You see how runny that is? And I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge and just go in a second time. Yo, it looks like I have nothing on. You can still see my skin through it, but it evened out my skin tone. What concealer to use today? I think it's gonna be the same as always. Use Tarte Shape Tape in medium neutral. I mean, even the concealer just blended out on its own. It's a really good matte, you guys. I don't even feel like I need to set myself, but we're definitely gonna do so. It's claiming to be a matte foundation, but it's not drying me out or sucking the life out of my skin. So now we're gonna go in with the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder. This is very small, but see, even this packaging, I don't mind. It kind of gives me Chanel vibes. So I'm just gonna take my sponge. Ooh, very soft sifter. Some down my nose. On my forehead where I tend to get oily, I'm just gonna press that in there. This is very soft. I wish this was almost pressed because it's getting very messy up in here. So I'm gonna take some on my most favorite powder brush, and I'm just gonna dust that wherever I didn't set any concealer. I'm gonna let this powder set a little bit under my eyes, and I'm gonna go do my eyebrows off camera, and I'll be right back. Oh, this is such a fine powder. My under eye is so smooth right now. I am gonna say that my skin looks very natural right now, which I'm really, really liking that. Another thing that I didn't mention previously was the size of this powder. There is 5 grams in this, and in my Laura Mercier, there's 29 grams. So it's very small, you guys. My Fenty Beauty has 28 grams. So this has 5 for $55. It is a very beautiful powder, I'm not gonna lie. All right, you guys, so it's been a little over 2 weeks since I tried out the Pat Mcgrath Skin Fetish foundation, primer, and powder. Aside from my concerns with packaging, I have actually really been enjoying this foundation routine. I think it is my favorite by far. I think what's making the most difference is the Skin Fetish foundation. This foundation, it is the most amazing, easy to blend foundation I have ever tried, and my favorite way to apply it is with a beauty blender. This just goes on my skin so easily and so quick. I am done with my foundation in record time. It's just very soft and smooth. The claim about it being sheer to medium coverage is absolutely true, but it is very buildable. I can see how you can layer it up without it looking chunky or cakey at all. It's a very breathable formula. It just evens out my skin tone so well, and the shade medium 17 is my exact shade, and I'm so happy about it. And this time around, I actually found a sales associate to help me pick out a shade, and I was like, I want it to match my neck. I don't want it to match my face because my face is way lighter than my neck, and my hands are much darker than my face and my neck. But as long as it matches my neck, I am absolutely content. So now let's get into the primer. You guys already know I hate this packaging, this piece of construction paper. I'm not living for it. The letters are rubbing off. It's just very cheap packaging. I do love that it's a pump, and the actual product is really good. I've worn the foundation without the primer, and I do notice like a little bit of a difference, but it's not like an astronomical difference where I'm like, oh my god, I need this in my life. But the foundation does glide on a little bit better when I do use this primer. There's a claim under the description of this product that says that is a matte moisturizing finish, but it's not mattifying at all. I actually, by the end of the day, end up looking, I don't want to say greasy, but I look very glowy, and that is not the way I like to look. I like to be very precise of where I want my glow, but I don't want it all over my face, especially when I'm filming for hours under these lights. So if you're very oily, you're not gonna like this. Now the powder. So on camera with you guys, I tried to bake with this powder, and this is different than a translucent powder because it's much finer, and you can't, I mean, you could bake with it, but it is a waste of product, especially since you're only getting, what, 5 grams of product. I do want to say I really do like this powder as an everyday powder. And my favorite way that I've been using it, it's actually not been with my beauty blender, it's been with this powder brush right here. So I just get a little bit of powder, I swirl it in the cap. It is very messy. There will be a cloud of smoke when you do that. So I try not to do it too much. Let me close this up because it's gonna pour out and I only get 5 grams. So I like to press it into my under eye and wherever I put my concealer. Light Medium 2 does have a yellow color to it. This powder tones down even my lightest concealer. Like, you can see the yellow color in it. I am using it right now as I'm filming and I really am enjoying this foundation routine. But I don't know if I'm going to repurchase these two. I'm for sure going to keep this in my collection forever and ever and ever because it's seriously so good for every day. So those are my final thoughts on this very expensive foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.